What's going on, creators? Thank you for joining me today. Today, I'd like to go over a simple 2-point perspective exercise that's a lot of fun. Coming up next. All right, everybody. So like I said, today we're just going to do a fun little exercise in 2-point perspective. And today, I think I want to draw a castle. I like castles. Castles are really cool. I feel like castles are a sign of strength. So let's get going. So if you don't know anything about 2-point perspective, what we're going to do is we're going to draw our 2 points right here. Now these 2 points are going to indicate our horizon line. It's kind of like where our eye level is. So right here, our eye level is going to be pretty close to the ground. And if we were to go up here, we'd be looking down on top of the castle. But right now, I want to make it look kind of like we're standing at the base, like near the door of the castle or something. You know what I mean? So to start off, we're gonna start off on our cornerstone, and I think we're gonna put that a little off center. So like right here. Alright, so that's going to be the cornerstone of our castle. So what we need to do, and if you have a ruler or something, that would be helpful to get you some nice, clean, crisp lines. But I can't seem to find mine today, so I'm not going to be using one. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to connect the top of this line to that dot. Not necessarily all the way, but enough to get a nice thick wall there. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Like I said, if you want to go grab yourself a ruler, that's fine. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. That's fine, but I don't have one today. So I'm going to eyeball it. Alright, so now we've got our cornerstone. And what we need to do is draw 2 straight lines down. As straight as we can get them anyway. One on either side. Now if your imagination's working pretty good, maybe you can see that this is your cornerstone. This is going to be the corner of the building, or the corner of the castle. I know that the last couple of weeks have been kind of hard and scary on some of us, being stuck inside. But to some of us, it may feel like we're in a prison. So maybe this can be your representation of how you're feeling lately. I don't know. But so in a lot of castles, you got your cornerstone, and then you've got a wall that comes down about halfway, right? And in this case, we're kind of lucky because that's going to line up with that. Let's make it a little bit higher. So we're going to take the top of our wall and try to line it up with that line right there. We're going to come up. And this line's not going to be permanent. This line's not going to be permanent. It's just to help us get that other line set in there. Oops, sorry about that. Let me fix the camera. Plastic thing. Alright. So now we're going to take the corner of this. Try to make it line up with that. Looks like this edge is going to come off of the paper a little bit. That's okay. That will be alright. So now what we need to do is do the same thing down here. And now we can draw the edge of our, or the end of the wall. All right, so now we can draw the other corner. So we can bring that up a little bit, and basically we can take this line as kind of a guide, and then this is going to be the side of the stone, or the pillar, or whatever they call it. I think it's called a turret. Now over here, the top of this turret is going to line up with this point, right? So that's going to be kind of hard to guesstimate using my eyeball. But I'm going to try. Being this far away, it might not matter, but I tried. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just exercise. It's all about having fun and using your creativity to get something that you like. It doesn't matter. Oh no, I dropped my pencil. Ugh. Alright, so same thing here. Use this to get the top. Bring it down. And then we'll connect this point to this line. You gotta be pretty good at guessing. I don't have my ruler. But I think it's gonna look pretty close either way. And if you'll notice, we've been using the same basic shapes that we've been going over in previous videos. So far, we've always used basically cubes, you know. But we'll get into some different kind of shapes here in a second. Let me get a sip of my water. Now, most castles that I've seen, they have some sort of drawbridge, right? Kind of on the side. So I think we're going to put one in here today too. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow this line to maybe the top. Hold on. So we're going to follow this line up to the top of where we want our door. And we'll just bring it straight down. Now, if we're going to draw our bridge coming down, like coming down this way, right? We need to take this dot and use it to line up the door. And the door is going to kind of follow this line in a way, or pretty close to it. So I want my door to fall about right there. Okay? So this is going to be the bottom of the door. And then this is going to come. This should follow up with this. Give me 1 second. See if I can find some sort of straight edge to utilize. See if this pad of paper is long enough. So something we can do is We're going to line this dot up with where our door begins. And then draw that coming like that. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to go from the dot to where the bottom of the door meets the building. There you go. Nice straight line. And then we're going to use this dot to connect the two. I know y'all probably can't see that, and I apologize. But that's where our door is going to be. That's where the bridge is going to be. Let me go ahead and grab that again. Now, since walls are not paper thin, we need to indicate some kind of thickness here, right? So let's just clean up this line a little bit. All right. So what we can do is, let's see. What we can do is just draw a straight line down. Just draw a straight line down. And maybe this will line up with this over here to show that this is the floor, where it's meeting the floor. You see that? Let's see. So let's try to get rid of some of that. So that's where the wall meets the floor. And then we kind of see the bottom where there'd probably be some like stonework or something. It looks pretty cool. Let's take our eraser and get rid of some of these other guidelines. This charcoal doesn't erase very well. All right. So now let's make those cylinder things that's on the tops. What are they called? I think they're called turrets. Turret? Yeah, I think it's called a turret. Excuse me. Alright, so for the turret, we're going to come straight up. As straight up as you can make it. And then if you remember how to make a cylinder, you're just going to make a cylinder. Alright, that's pretty close. Alright. And now we're going to draw like a bigger cylinder on top of that. And that's where your archer or somebody would sit. So So what we're going to do is we're just going to come out a little bit on each side. What we can do is ghost it in till you feel like it looks right. And then bring it around. It looks kind of rough, but it'll be okay. Maybe it's a Dr. Seuss tower. Doesn't have to be perfect. It looks a little bit better. We'll draw a really light line going like this to make it another cylinder. What we're going to do is we'll come down and you make all those little gaps in there so the archer can see. You know what I'm talking about? Just a fun little exercise. And we would be able to see parts of some of these, so we'll draw those in. Kind of guess how they're going to line up with the two perspective dots, and then we'll draw those in. That looks pretty cool. Alright, and we're going to do one over here. Same thing. Two straight lines down. Draw the top of your cylinder. Ghost in another top piece. What this really is like the bottom of that little area. The little platform that the archer's sitting on. Right? So we'll ghost in one here. And I kind of like that one. Made that one too low. Alright, now we'll just do the same thing there. Kind of guess which way your perspective lines are going to go over here. Since these are pretty small details, you don't really need them. Alright, let's do one more. I don't want this video to go too awfully long. I know y'all are trying to get things done. Or maybe you're bored out of your mind and you want to finish watching it. I don't know. Drawing your little perspective lines there. That looks pretty cool. I like that. I like it so far. Like I said, this is just a fun little exercise. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you're having fun. As long as you're having fun with the process, that's all that matters. Right? That's what drawing's all about, man. Having fun. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here and clean up some of these lines. Just make them a little bit darker. Kind of redefine what we're looking at. And if you want the corners to be kind of rounded, just round them off. Just round them off at the top a little bit. That'll kind of make it feel a little bit more curved. Just like that. Cleaning those lines up. And this will also help if you've got some construction lines in the way. Kind of help get rid of some of those. Or help you to not focus on those quite as much. Excuse me. Alright. Alright, so something else about this door. Right? Now it's going to have thickness. Going to have a thickness to it. So what we need to do is just bring it down a little bit and then follow that line. These lines are close enough that the perspective line should be pretty close to it. So now you've got a door with a little bit of thickness to it. Right. I think it's looking pretty cool so far. Maybe we'll add a little circular window to the main turret. Here in 1 second. There we go. One moment. Alright, so for this circle, it is going to be a little bit tricky. Let me get my little piece of paper. But you can do it. I know you can. So we're going to put a window right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this dot and we're going to line it up with where we want the top of the window to be. Just make a really light line. Just go all the way across that wall. Alright, and then we'll do another one right about there and just go all the way across that wall. Really light line. And now, excuse me, now we're going to draw another light line right here, a little bit away from the edge of the building, and this will help you to draw circles in perspective. Alright, and now you need to make your circle kind of fit in there. It's a little bit tricky. I still have trouble with it sometimes. But you want your circle to go in there and make sense in that space. So that's pretty close. That's pretty close. So what we did is we drew a square in perspective, and we've got to make that circle fit in that square while it's in perspective, right? So now, that's pretty close. If you want to keep going and make it perfect, you can, but I'm going to keep moving because I'm enjoying this, and I don't want to lose my creative juices, my creative brain power. I'm worrying about small stuff. If you really enjoy the drawing, maybe you could come back and draw it again. So the same thing with this window applies as So the same thing that applied here with the door, it has thickness. Same thing applies here. Windows have thicknesses too. So what you're gonna do is you go in and just draw an edge of that window. It's gonna be the inside edge of that window, just like that. That looks pretty good. If you need to, maybe you can shade this in to help you see that as inside that little hole. Because basically what you're doing here is you're kind of making this look like a cylinder, but like an inside cylinder instead of outside cylinder. Same thing here. You're kind of making the wall look more like a cube or something, right? All right, so what else? Maybe we can add like a little river or something going around or a lake going around around here, since we do have a drawbridge. Maybe we could have some water going around like this. Maybe there's a shark or something in there. I don't know. Whatever you want to drop, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to leave it like this right now. Maybe you got some big rocks coming up out of the water in it like that. Maybe you got some bushes. You can take this idea and draw whatever you want. And in reality, if you wanted to get really, really technical, right here looks kind of weird so far, so I'm going to go ahead and try to fix it. But you're going to have a line that indicates the top of that wall in the background. See how I can do this. So it should be right about there. I know it's a really small detail. But you're going to have a little line right there. It still looks kind of weird. Oh, I tell you what, I was talking about the wrong line. What you would be able to see is where the bottom of the outer wall, or the other side wall, meets with the floor. So what you can do, take your guide dot, line it up with that corner, and draw your little line. Now, that line is the bottom of the wall. Ooh, excuse me. All right, guys. I'd encourage you to take an exercise like this and let your imagination run wild. Because even right now, I'm thinking of some stuff I'd like to do, but I know that y'all got a lot of things to do. I'm sure y'all are very busy during this time. I would like to say that if you followed along with this exercise and you've taken it 1, 2, 3 steps further, please share it to the Rodney Creates Facebook page that I've been working on. I'd really love to see your creations. Kind of see what inspires you guys. Maybe I can use that feedback and come up with some other videos that we can go over. Everything would be pretty cool. So yeah, whatever y'all come up with, share it to the Rodney Creates Facebook page. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And I'd love to see all the talent that's watching the videos. I think that'd be really fun. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed the exercise that we went over today. And again, I would really like to encourage you to, if you want to share your creations with me and the community, please go to the Rodney Creates Facebook page and share your ideas, whatever you've been drawing lately. It don't matter to me. I just like to see and interact with my community. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and maybe I can draw some inspiration from you guys. I think that'd be awesome. All right, guys. So until next time, God bless.